Hello, welcome back. I am playing some more of the Game Jam submitted to the Brackeys Game Jam. Well done to everyone that submitted. I've played a few videos, played a bunch of games in some previous videos, so please do check them out if you're interested. And also, do me a favour and play the Dreamcatcher. This was our submission, submitted by me and a couple of friends. It is, well, we're just super proud of it. I think it's a good game. It's a puzzle game. It's not a horror game. It's not going to scare you or anything like that. So if you're not into that sort of stuff, you can still play it. Whether you're part of the Game Jam or not, you can still give it a play. You can still give it a download. Link and everything is in the description. Please, that would mean the world to me if you could give that a rating and a comment. So thank you very much. But let's kind of crack on and let's jump in. I must admit, I have played these games previously, and I've rated them previously, and I recorded it, but there was some problems with the recording, so we're going to go ahead and speed through them one more time, and I'll kind of reiterate some of my feedback. So the first one we're going to play is Scary Dreams. So this is a downloaded game here, and let's go ahead and open this up. So this was made in Unity, very, very nice. So first of all, I mean, this menu looks fine. It'd be nice to have a bit of feedback from when we've hovered over a button to know that for sure that it's a button. Yeah, just little bits and bobs like that. Okay, let's go ahead and hit start. We've got a wonderful cutscene here. Timmy was watching a horror movie. Timmy hates horror movies. I love this concept as well. Kind of, being a kid, watching a horror movie, it gets stuck into your mind, and then when you go to sleep that night, you kind of are terrified of this monster. Great. Timmy goes to sleep, and cool. We start the day. Okay. So first of all, it's a kind of simple platformer movement. The issue that I've got with this is the movement just does not feel great. And I'll show you an example of a game which has some really good feel in a moment. But yeah, it's just very floaty. You almost kind of rise into the sky rather than feeling like you jump. And I think it's because you actually move slower on your jump than you do when you move left or right. So that's kind of difficult. The other thing, I struggled quite a lot at this point trying to figure out how to get up. But it turns out that you can kind of slide up walls a little bit. Not a hell of a lot, just a little bit. And that's the kind of secret. So let's kind of do this from the other side. But yeah, it took me a while to kind of figure out that I can do that. Especially at this bit here, So yeah, you hold against the walls to be able to climb them. And yeah, and that's how it kind of plays. So in terms of that movement, it doesn't feel great. And if we're talking about like game feel, that's just such a huge part of a game. It needs to feel great in terms of its movement. So I would recommend kind of looking at that. I remember this bit being quite challenging. Okay. That feels like it's hard to do without breaking the game. Ooh. But yeah, it's kind of unpredictable as well when you're sliding up something, whether you're actually going to slide up it or not. So this bit, I feel like this is what I did last time and it worked fine. There we go. But yeah, it can be quite difficult. Anyway, let's kind of get our bed. And we got the bad ending because we didn't get all of the little tokens. So you don't achieve to wake up. There are two endings besides this one. So I love the fact that there's multiple endings. I also really love this bar across the bottom that tells you when the UI is going to fade away. I don't know why. It's very simple, but I just quite like it. This was made by Gabriel Nick 31. And I think a really solid submission. Here's the ratings that I gave. Game design and fun. Innovation, I gave a lower score, mainly just down to the fact of it is a kind of platformer, and I think you could do so much more with increasing that movement and just adding more to it. I think it's spot on with the theme. It's all about dreams, so perfectly great. And the graphics are great. They're fine, they're passable, they do the job. And especially for the cutscenes, I had to give you an extra star for that because good job. Audio was fine. I would have loved to have heard more audio, more feedback for everything, for jumping. Again, the advice that I was always given is you should have some audio feedback for every single thing that you do in the game. And so yeah, that's definitely something to aim for. So those are your ratings. I hope that that's enjoyable to kind of watch someone play that. The next one, we're going to skip this and go to Spirit's Whim. So I've already played this and given it its ratings. But let's go ahead and play this. So again, in terms of this main menu, I don't think we need the title twice. We can just have it in the middle there. That's perfectly fine. Cool. Let's go ahead and hit play. Now, I love this, and I need to know, did you guys make the water shader yourselves, or was this something which was like a pre-made asset? I'd be interested to know. One thing I don't like is these rocks, these kind of, you know, the fact that you can see through it, it just gives the sense of this whole island is floating. I mean, maybe that's the point because it's all a dream, but, you know, who knows? Who knows? So another thing that I would love is a crosshair. So you see how I'm trying to aim at this letter to be able to interact with it. Because there's no crosshair, I don't know exactly where I need to go to be able to interact with it. So even just like a little tiny dot that's, you know, barely visible, it would be so helpful. Interact E, that's not working. Maybe let's pick up our torch first. No, it's not. Okay. Strange. Maybe I'm not looking at the right spot. Ah, there we go. I think I need to find a key. Okay. So, I'm gonna skip through this because I kind of know where a few of the keys are. I didn't finish the game last time I played. But I think I got pretty far into it. And you see what I mean in terms of this island feeling like it's floating. I mean, maybe that's the point of the game. But I think it just looks fantastic. And I think it almost spoils it that there's that kind of floaty nature to it. There's some weird scaling issues here as well. You know, I can't pass through these doors, which is strange. Obviously, I can go through this space, which is fine. I feel like I need to pick this stick up, but I can't. It feels like an interactable, but it's not. But let's keep going. Try and pick up the key. See what I mean with the crosshair? There we go. So there just seems to be some lighting on interactable objects, actually. That book I know I can interact with, but I know that it doesn't really do anything. Let's keep going. Let's go inside. Now, I did have this thing chasing me before, and my character was gasping and jump scaring me, which is not fun. But cool. I've opened. See, you know, every now and again your character just gasps, which is quite strange, but it's what it is. Now, where's this other key? I'm sure there's one in here somewhere. There's a note. Oh. I feel cold when walking through these halls. It's chilling that a castle so full of items and things could feel so empty. Each room has something in it that seems to unlock something, but I have no idea where it goes to. Maybe I'll find out in the end. Maybe. Maybe we will. I think you've done well with the lighting, the noise, the subtle noise effect as well that you've got is great. Sure, I could have sworn there was a key in here somewhere. Yeah, I think items could be more standout, right? You know, like have like an outline or something like that around these interactable items. Ah, key. That'd be really helpful. There is a door here. Let's go ahead and open this. Okay, this takes us back down towards the docks at the beginning. I'd be interested to know more about the story and know exactly where I'm going and why. Anything down here? We've got a note. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Very nice. Thank you for that. Cool. Let's keep going. Yeah, I feel like I need a story to really get involved in the game to know exactly what's going on and why. I feel like that's kind of what it's missing. Oh. Okay, my everything's inverted for a moment. That's strange. Let's keep traveling up. One thing I would like is to know how to dodge these creatures and enemies more, because They just seem to be wherever, you know, they just seem to be really hard to dodge. Let's climb up this tower. I'd be interested to know if you made all of these assets yourselves as well. Okay, it's a little gasp. There's a stick of some kind. Is there anything up here? So my character keeps gasping, and I'm not quite sure why. See, you know, I'm not quite sure on the gasp there. There doesn't seem to be anything up here though, unless I'm being dumb. But yeah, the world looks great. I think it'd be nice to have some kind of fog at the edge of the world, just there to kind of blend it together a little bit nicer. Oh, there is something over there. How do I get up there though? I'm just gonna. Oh, absolute hacked it. I'm not sure that's what I was supposed to do. Oh man, I've cheated slightly. Right now I need to get down. Okay, so I need a key to be able to get in there to get another key. But that's what I'm kind of struggling to figure out. Yes, yes, yes. Gasping is pretty frustrating. It's a sound effect which I have grown quickly annoyed at. Nothing over here. Nope, can't really see anything. Anything down here? Just gonna leap my way down. There's got to be something, right? There's got to be a key around here somewhere. Again, I just think, you know, making these keys stand out a little bit more, so you're not just looking around for ages, would be a good idea. Also, making them stand out a bit more, I think, is just the way to go. A huge chicken drumstick. Right. Okay. Well, so I've had a look around. I'm sure I'm probably being silly or being dumb, but there's got to be a key hidden around here somewhere. And I'm not quite sure where it is, and so because of that I am going to call it here, otherwise I'll be playing this until the end of time. So okay, let's return to main menu. So and let's go ahead and quit. So in terms of ratings and who this was made by, so this was made by these guys here. So great job, honestly great job. In terms of the game design, I give it a 4-star. I think it could be way, way better with just a better understanding of what you're doing and why, and what your goal is and where you need to get to. And also a better feel of how to escape enemies, for one, is pretty important. They were kind of chasing me all over the place. I wasn't sure of the range that I had to be in before my character gasped and started kind of losing their mind. And also being able to see items a little bit easier would be way better. Because of that, I've kind of given it an average on the fun. I've given it a relatively low innovation rating because of that as well. You know, it just kind of felt like a lot of walking at this point in time. And yeah, I hope that's fair. You know, obviously the whole idea of it being kind of, you know, a dream and it's not real, gets a 5-star in theme in my book. And the graphics I think were great and fantastic. I'd love to know how much of those graphics you made yourself. Especially the water shade. I think the water shade was fantastic, and the audio was great. You know, I think it was very atmospheric, and yeah, I think you did a really great job. So that's my rating there. I hope that you're happy with it, and yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you thought, and you know, whether you're happy with that rating, and whether you enjoyed me playing it. But let's move on to the next one. This one we're playing is Lost Dreams. Let's go ahead and give this a play. Again, I've already played this and given this a rating. But let's open this up. So first of all, this main menu looks beautiful. This was made by a much bigger team of people. If we go to the credits, you can see here quite a lot of people from writing and design, pixel artists, programmers, musicians. It was actually Dan Barnett who sent this in for me to play. So thank you very much. I think it looks beautiful. Fantastic job with this main menu. It looks great. And let's go and start a game. Where am I? This isn't home. Biscuit, what are you doing here? We got a little dog Biscuit. My only issue with all of this is, apart from this kind of layering issue that we've got with the sprite sheets, is that Biscuit has like different pixel art. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the pixels are different sizes, and it looks a little bit strange. I think if Biscuit was done with the same pixel sizes as everything else and what we're seeing on screen, it would look way better. But that's just a really kind of minor pet peeve. But we can go through. It feels good. This is what I was talking about earlier when we were playing that platformer game. This feels nice to use. The sound effects, that kind of feedback, the movement, everything like that felt great. The thing is that I would say was I would like some feedback for when I interact with a chest, because there's currently nothing. There's no audio feedback. There's no sound. That'd be really helpful, so I know I've picked something up. And I'm not a big fan of the whoosh sound when you change scene, but I kind of can tell what you're going for there. But here we go. Let's kind of power on through. I can figure out where to go. Yeah, it's a bit maze-like from time to time, and I guess that's fine. Yeah, it can be a bit difficult. We're gonna skip through as much as we can. Although I do recommend people playing it and giving it a full proper play rather than doing what I'm doing. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's fun. I love the feel of the game. It reminds me of old school kind of Zelda, or the likes of Final Fantasy, that type of feel. So I think it looks great. The animations and everything like that we've got on the player are great. Animations on the dog less so. I guess he's supposed to be flying, and that's the kind of point. But yeah. So we're lost. This forest is great for foraging, but it's dangerous for many reasons. For some reason, it's so easy to get lost. Some say it takes your memory away. Maybe that's what happened to you as well. Let's find a way out of here. You talk to Nathan, and he tells you where the nearest tavern is. That's where you can find some information. He gives Biscuit many pets. And then we wake up. Okay. So basically the story is our friend stole our culinary great idea for a bear burrito. And it's super popular. But now we're a nobody. So let's go and have some breakfast and go from there. Have some oatmeal. Now we're in our tavern, having a good time. Let's go chat to Fred, who's pretty drunk. There's a terrible wizard that lives nearby. Let's go to the wizard. Okay. I think one thing is, so we can go this way. This is the way we need to go. I think it would be nice to have this to be a bit clearer in terms of this is the way that you go. Have a look at the likes of Zelda and Pokemon as well, even to see how they do it. Yeah, cool. So we move on. We've got this kind of slow sand here to kind of go through. So a lot of the enemies can be kind of dodged and just kind of ran past. These slimes are a right nightmare to actually fight. Oh, see what I mean? They just kind of dive at you. Really hard to kind of dodge out of the way. It'd be nice if there was a kind of like dodge ability. Okay, let's give ourselves a new heart. Ooh, I'm so close to dying as well. Didn't even realise. So we're going to power through. We're going to keep going. The music as well, the atmosphere and the music is great. I think it's just, it just feels awesome. It's a really, really great job with the music. Great job with the art. There's a few bits where, there's kind of some broken tiles and stuff like that here. I know that's going to be the game engine and not you guys. But just some kind of tweaks there would be really beneficial. But it looks fantastic. Honestly, the game feel is great, and I think that's what you want. I think there's so much more you could expand on this. I love the idea of all of these different culinary items being important. You're some sort of chef. That's annoying that the bird just self-rezzed. Alright. Okay, let's keep going. Off we go. Oh, run away from the ghost. But yeah, I hope that, this just feels great, right? you know, like, I don't know if anyone else can kind of tell the kind of the feeling that you're gonna get from playing this game. I think it's really, really good. These dreams keep happening. There's Biscuit. I love these. You know, it reminds me of Stardew Valley. I love it. What would you like to eat? Let's eat a burrito. This seems a bit strange to me as well. Like, I suddenly just kind of teleported into a dream after eating a big meal, which is fine, I suppose. But yeah, it just kind of surprised me a little bit. Also, this there's a lot of maze-like kind of qualities to this, which is fine. You know, I know it kind of expands out the game, but it can be frustrating. You know, mazes, you know, are as old as time when it comes to, you know, kind of basic entertainment and stuff. But I think you could do better, rather than just having everything as a maze. Reminds me of Pokemon. You know, is it Rock Tunnel? And it's the one that everyone hates. Nobody likes Rock Tunnel. You've got to go through it. You've got no choice to progress the game, and it's an absolute maze. You get lost. It's hard to know where you're going. It's a nightmare. That's what this reminds me of. I'm not big on mazes, but that's not to say that this isn't a really fantastically built game, and I'm really enjoying it. So let's keep going. Let's put some more chests. We are full on our inventory, which is fine. We've got all of that food. Yeah, it's quite difficult to know where to go, and the way out, especially because we know that the ways out are kind of difficult to see sometimes. Obviously, I can't get that chest. My inventory's full. Right. Let's keep going. I'm gonna go this way. We're gonna hopefully kind of work our way upwards if we can. There's a few glitches there as well with the tile map from time to time. That's a bit strange. Oh. And also, I kind of feel like, am I going backwards? Kind of feel like I am. Yeah, this is, you know, yeah. When it comes to mazes, these kind of maze-like games, you got to be careful with it, so you're not just frustrating the player. I'm not getting frustrated, but I think some people, especially with a Game Jam game, you know, might get to this point and go, right, that's it, I'm done now. Because it's taken me too long to get to a new location. That's just the nature of Game Jams. We found that with our Game Jam submission, in that people are playing the tutorial and then they're just calling it quits after that. Which is surprising, but you know, people are busy. They've got a lot on their hands, and also a lot of people are rating your game so that they can get ratings on their own. You know, which I guess is fine. Right, let's keep going. Let's kind of heal up in case we've got a big battle ahead. This looks like a boss battle area. Yep, for sure. Frankleby. Inside this jewel I have in my hand. Oh. I would like to see a... Oh. I would like... Oh! Ooh. I would like to see a health bar for the boss. Unless I'm missing that, because I'm focusing so intently on the combat. I don't know. This feels like a very combat-heavy game as well, so it'd be nice to have some... variation, you know, so maybe different combat moves. Maybe I can hold down click to do like a power move, that type of thing. Blocking, maybe dodging would be great. You know, there's so much more that you can expand on. But I appreciate that this is a game jam. When I give a lot of feedback to these game jam games, I think it's a lot of people, you know, might think, yeah, you know, of course I would make that change if I had the time, but I had 7 days or I had 48 hours or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I get it, you know, but it's the nature of feedback, right? You know, this isn't feedback to say your game's great or your game's bad. It's for it to be like, hey, if you want to make this into a full game, here's some thoughts. Here's some things that you can improve on straight away. Ooh, yeah. I feel like a different boy. I feel like the world is lighter and more colourful. I can hear the birds sing, and Hello, is this Blue? This is Anita. I'm investigating the unethical practices of Bearito. I heard they stole their ideas from many culinary chefs, including you. Can we meet soon to discuss this further? Of course. So it's all a happy ending at the end, and it's all a dream, and I think it's great. Okay, so that's our game. Let's exit out of this and let's have a look at the ratings. So ratings are here. So again, it says that I voted 27 minutes ago because I did. But here we go. So game design, I've given a 3 on game design, mainly just because of the way that the levels are all built. It's very kind of maze-like. I don't think that's exactly clear when you're kind of moving through to a next scene. It just feels like the edge of a level. So I think that could be way clearer. And so that's the kind of main reasons in that respect. I think there could have been way more to it. The enemies were too hard to dodge a lot of the time. And obviously you're slowing the player down a lot with the kind of slow mud patches, which is fine. I think that makes sense for the game. But when you think about it in the sense of you're slowing a player down, like it's satisfying when you're feeling like you're moving through something quite fast, especially for a game jam game. Fun-wise, I thought it was really great. Honestly, I would have loved to have seen more around the kind of cooking and that aspect of stuff. I think that would have been fantastic. Innovation, I've given a 3. I think it's completely middle of the road at this point. I think there's a lot more that you can expand on, and hence why that can have some room to grow. In terms of theme, you nailed it with dreams, spot on. Not really much more to say. Graphics, I thought the graphics were fantastic. I really love the graphics. You know, this art that we've got here, just the colours and the look of it is beautiful. The only downside I've got is that Biscuit has different size pixels for his pixel art, which frustrates me. You know, that's something which definitely would need to change. But overall, I don't think you can deny that it looks beautiful. I was thinking about giving a 4-star for graphics. Simply because of, like, you know, the occasional graphical errors with the tiles kind of breaking and having splits. But this kind of cover art just sold it for me. So yeah, honestly, great job. And the audio as well, it was so atmospheric. It just kind of captured each zone perfectly. And I really think that was a fantastic choice with the audio. So well done all around. Those are your ratings. I hope that you're happy with that. Let me know down in the comments below if you are happy with it, and if there's anything else I could have done to do things differently or that I missed in your game. I'd be really interested to know. But obviously, fantastic job. Now I'm going to cut the video here.